You need to have a clear purpose of where you need to be, because it is mandated and it is required of a man to understand that he has been placed here on earth not only to accumulate wealth, just like what I said from a previous video. It is important for each one of us as men to take the initiative of understanding that our visions and our focus should be clear. You can never desire to go on top of a mountain if you don't have a plan. Because we've seen people who are going to Mount Kenya, Mount Kilimanjaro, even to Mount Everest. If they don't have a plan before going, if they don't know what to do, if they don't have that map to guide them to where they're supposed to, to arrive, then at the end of the day, they will not achieve the goal. Because this life requires so much of a man. All I'm trying to say with all this information I'm bringing out is to ensure that the figure called man has a place in society, has a place in this today's life, because the man has been placed in a place where he cannot even understand himself, and that is why many men are confused. The other day I was arguing with a friend on that very topic of marrying the woman of today. It is impossible for the man of today to please the woman of today, because the woman of today has been empowered. She has everything. That very woman you want to have that life with has so much that she can provide even for herself. If it's having a car, she has bought herself a very beautiful car. If it is having that beautiful house, she has a very beautiful house. If it's security, she has a gun she's bought for herself. Then the question is, what is the need of a man in the current woman? What is that need? What is that requirement? What is the woman of today needing from this very man? If she can provide for herself all these things, what does she want from a man? The Bible displays something that is so beautiful. And I don't want to sound so religious about all these things, but there's a verse in Proverbs chapter 31, the last verse. It says, "Beauty and charm is deceptive, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." Because at the end of the day, we have to note that despite you providing for yourself all these things, the man is left confused. He doesn't know what to do, what to bring out. And that is why you'll find the men of today doing whatever they wish. They meet with a woman who has it all. And this very man will decide to play games with the heart of this woman who can provide for herself. Because at some point, that very man will feel inferior. So you need to understand the ability of a man to provide is beyond the stomach. It is not about providing for you food. When we talk about providence, we have to take that responsibility and understand that providing for a man is not a matter of the stomach. It is not about material possessions. As much as all these things are important, it is for us to come to that place of knowing that we need to build our men as much as we are empowering our women. The man of today needs to be trained, to be taught, to be established and given a foundation that will enable him even to live with the woman of today. Because the woman of today requires a lot. The woman of today has really found himself. She's well educated. She has traveled the world. She's willing to do anything to achieve the dreams of her life. And thus we are forgetting to empower the man of today. We are forgetting the same women, the same mothers. They have sons. They are forgetting to train these young ones. They are forgetting to build them and show them this is how you need to cope with the woman of today. This is how you need to show yourself to the world so that you are able to live a life that is not really dependent on that very woman, but also this man can feel and can see that he's equipped to just, live this life dependent on himself. So it is our responsibility as a society, as a government, as communities, as religious facilities, and all the people that are needed to ensure that the boy or the man in our society needs to be trained. One of the things that also catches my attention is that the man of today will do anything because of his confusion. He will do anything to push himself to that very level. And that is why today many men are not willing to get into relationships, get into marriages, because of one factor. That very woman has displayed himself materially, that the man of today has thought about everything, and he thinks, if I really need this woman, this is what I'm going to buy for her, and I will get whatever I need and I will leave. And then at the end of the day, what we can see, it's breakup after breakup. And in this era of social media, in every social platforms, you can see women are crying, men are dogs, and women are crying that men are dogs, and men are crying and saying we cannot trust these women. It's because we are not walking and trying to prove ourselves based on the principles that were laid even back in the days, for us to walk on those principles. If we are willing to build a life that is foundational, that is strong, that is based on dignity, I believe we need to be very principled. There's one thing today someone has taught me, that motivation is a scam. It takes discipline to just ensure that you achieve the very things that you need. And that is why we need people to understand you can be motivated, you can be provided with the resources that you need. But if you're not disciplined to put everything in order, then at the end of the day, there's nothing that is going to happen. So it is for you to take that responsibility. It is for you to just allow yourself to go to the deepest parts of your inner self and understand that life requires you to walk in integrity. Dignity is very important. Just because there is so much hell that is going on out here, it doesn't mean that we cannot have the right people who are willing to be disciplined and work respectfully to ensure that this life that we are living is basically a life that is full of faithfulness. That is one aspect we can see, that those people who are cheating on each other, they also need their partners to be faithful. The irony of life. So I'm talking to the men. The only way we can grow is to ensure that we search deeper within ourselves. Go out, let us study, find knowledge, seek it, get into the depth of the matter. And I can challenge us that we read books, we search for materials that are going to build us, because one day we are going to have sons, one day we are going to have daughters, and we need to mentor the coming generations to be a better people. And it all begins by us understanding the prerequisites of what it entails to be in a relationship. what it entails to be a man, what it entails to be a woman. So, my dear brothers, it is for us to take the initiative and understand that where we are, we need to put our best foot forward. We need to take responsibility. We cannot allow, allow the woman to take that place that is rightfully yours. Because at the end of the day, if she does that, she will disrespect, she will disallow and devalue you and make you think that you're not a man enough to be where I'm not trying to sound so egoistic or fearful or anything. The point is, as a man, we need to take our rightful places so that we are able to lead with integrity, to lead our women based on the principles that are so right to guide us to a better place. So it is important for each one of us to understand that. So let us allow ourselves to walk in that honesty that will guide us to that place of just having the right perspective about life.